A very good evening to all of you and a warm welcome. Before we begin, I've just launched a poll. If you could just quickly all answer so that we know more about each other. So just take a minute and answer the poll, teachers. Thank you so very much for that. I'm waiting, so if you could just be a little quick on it. I hope you all can see. Okay, so I want to learn best practices of modern days classroom. Very nice. I'm so glad. Very nice. So most of you have the same opinion. And if I could just know a bit, I've opened the chat right now. So if I could know a bit, like, what subjects are you teaching and from what background are you all from? And what is it that inspires you all to learn and understand about innovative teaching practices? So the chat is open. Could we be a bit quick, teachers, so that I can understand? If you could just give a little brief intro about yourself, where are you all from? What subjects are you teaching? And what is it that inspires you all? So can we go a bit quick, teachers, so that we can start with the webinar? Quick, teachers, waiting. Thank you so much for the poll. Thank you, everyone. So I'll just end the poll right now. Thank you for that. Thank you so much, Kalpana. Kalpana is from Mumbai. Saraswati is from Kerala. Thank you so much for introduction. And let's know each other more. I'm just waiting. So the chat is on as and when you all type. So I'll get to know more about you. All right. So I'm going to be the trainer for today for webinar. My name is Manju Borkar. I'm from Mumbai and I have 16 years of experience in the field of education. Okay. So I'll be taking you through. Please allow me to share my screen. Thank you for that. Just give me a minute, teachers. MSc in biotech. Amazing. Very nice. So good to know you all. Perfect. The chat is open, teachers. If you have any questions, you can always put it up on the chat. So let's begin our webinar. Saraswati is MSc Biotech, teaching biology, currently pursuing MA in psychology. Brilliant. So nice. Very nice, Saraswati. I'm so glad to know that. So let's begin our webinar on innovative teaching practices. And also, you get an opportunity to learn from the top teachers in India. Okay. So this is about our webinar. This is about UP Educators. We strongly believe in these ethos. And our association is with Google for Education Partner, Athi, the endorsed program, Microsoft Certified Exam Partner, and Hour of Code. This is about our founder, Mr. Ankush Bandari. We have been featured in a couple of medias like ANI, New Delhi Times, about being proud that we have empowered over 10,000 educators and we have upskilled them in India. About UP Educators, we are India's leading institute to offer instructor-led training courses. Our courses teachers are instructor-led. It is not self-paced, or it is not that we provide recordings. It is an online interaction. So you have a trainer, and that's why we call it as an instructor-led training course. We help our educators because we very strongly believe that they should be confident with technological tools in the classrooms. We have trained 10,000 educators. You can see on the screen. We have trained educators from 3,000 plus schools and colleges. We have trained teachers from around 25 countries. We have trained 10,000 plus educators, Google and Microsoft certified educators. We have experts at Up Educators. You can see that these are some of the experts and prominent features. They are national awardees. So we have them with us on board where they come and they address our participants. So you can see a couple of them on the screen, Ms. Sangeeta Gulati, Mr. Dr. Naveen Gupta, and many more. You can also see them on our website. Up Educator is the largest teacher community on social media with 2 lakh plus followers in India. Now let's understand what are the changes that's happening in education. If you look at this slide, you can see that this was the traditional method of teaching, correct? And if you see, there is a big shift where the education system is concerned, right, teachers? And now if you see, we are all with the digital tools, right? We are all with the digital tools. John Dewey, he says that if we teach today's students as we taught yesterday, we rob them of tomorrow. Isn't that beautiful, teachers? Right? So we are all living in a VUCA world. Okay? So let's understand this. VUCA, word volatility. It's very volatile. We're living in a world which is very volatile. Uncertainty. There's so much of uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. If you will see that the way things are changing, in the past few years, you must have seen that coding is picking up, robotic is picking up, the teaching methodology is changing. We are shifting towards technology. So as teachers, we need to be at par because we are in this VUCA world. So the question here, you all must be thinking, improve learning outcome for every learner will be what? As a teacher, what do I need to do that I can improve the learning outcome for my learners? So the first important thing is that we need to ignite interest. They need to have a passion for learning. We need to trigger curiosity, engaging learners meaningfully, preparing them for the future with skills and knowledge. That's now the prerequisite. Right, teachers? And we come to use of technology. The exponential rise of free and interactive digital tools to teach students nowadays. The traditional content used to be textbook, but now we have digital content like 3D content, we've got websites, we have got digital ebooks, augmented reality, simulation, online assessments, video. I'll just move the chat from here. Thank you. So what's happening now is the schools are making more use of tech in the classroom to engage learners. I'm sure you all will agree on this. Thank you so much, Vijaya. I just saw your message. I'm so glad that you're an assistant teacher at ICSE board. Brilliant. Virtual reality and 5G is going to further fuel the growth of education. VUCA model, as rightly said, correct? I'll just share this video with you all. I'm not sure that you'll be able to hear the sound. Just give me a minute for that, teachers. I'm sorry for that. Okay. So
we're going to have an astrophysicist in the family. Actually, I have to write this paper. Will you help me? Let's take a closer look.
What part of the solar system are we talking about?
Saturn.
If you were taking astrophysics, you could study in the metaverse.
Did you know the rings are made up of billions of icy particles?
Really?
Look at this.
You ready to do that paper now, right?
Yeah.
She's ready to do the paper. Isn't that amazing? That's the future,
In the
teacher.
metaverse,
Okay, that's the future.
you'll be able to teleport not just to any place, but any time as well. Ancient Rome. Imagine standing on the streets, hearing the sounds, visiting the markets, to get a sense of the rhythm of life over 2,000 years ago. Imagine learning how the Forum was built by actually seeing the Forum get built right in front of you.
Brilliant, right? So this is what's going to be our future. So this was about the metaverse. Now there's a lot of emerging international schools like Cambridge and IB. In the last 10 years, if you'll see that there's been 150% increase in the number of IB schools, and there's 110% increase in the schools that are affiliated to IGCSE. In fact, if you will see that the Maharashtra, the Gujarat, as well as the Delhi governments, they collaborate with these boards to offer the international curriculum in the government schools on pilot basis. And we all are aware that the salary, if you compare, the international schools pay really very well to the teachers. NEP also believes now into effective teaching strategies. After 33 years, they've realized old school of thought nahi chalega, conventional methods nahi chalenge. You know, we need to change. There needs to be a change. So they also strongly believe in experiential learning, integrated curriculum, inquiry-driven exploration, discovery-oriented activities, discussion-based sessions, flexible learning, holistic education, and enjoyable educational experience, because they strongly believe that we need to create a lifelong learners. Okay, kindly keep yourself on mute, please. And it's very imperative for us to focus on the skill-based learning rather than concept. All right, teachers? Now, if you look at this image, where are we? Just see that. Just move the camera. Today, maximum jobs are available in artificial intelligence, which was not very popular if you see 7 to 8 years ago. You remember this telephone booth? I still recall that we had to go and use the telephone booth to make a call. And look at where we are today. We are in an AI world, basically, right now. Right? So the skill-based training is very, very important for our learners because we are in a very uncertain world of the future. We really don't know what are the changes that's going to come in future. Right? So due to the digital world, the student's attention span is reducing. You all must have observed that. Why? Because they will create those short reels, YouTube shorts. Everything has to be quick. Lamba 1 hour class, they don't have that kind of patience. So if a teacher just stands there and delivers a lecture, if she has a 45 minutes class, the attention span is going to be just for 10 minutes. So it's not going to work now. So how do I change? Because that's monotonous. And it becomes imperative that we need to break this monotony. So how am I going to break this monotony? Right? So other recent changes in the education that's come in is STEM robotics. You must have seen coding picking up, robotics picking up. AI is in education, gamification in education, social media in education. These are the big shift that's happening. So the reason it becomes imperative for the teachers to be at par, there's lots more that will keep coming in the future. So if we are not at par right now, we will not be able to cope up. All right? So what schools are looking for in teachers? Growth mindset. Teachers need to have a growth mindset. Like you all are here right now at 5 p.m. trying to understand what this innovative teaching practices is all about. So there is something that you must have realized that if I pick up or if I do this course, I might prove an asset to my organization. Correct? So obviously you believe in the growth mindset. I can actually give you an example. Like one of my friend's dad, he was working in a bank, teachers. He started working as a cashier. 33 years he worked in the bank. Okay? And he retired as a head cashier. Why? One, subject competency. Didn't wanted to explore anything more. So if you will not believe in the growth, and if you will not believe in exploring different modalities, how are we going to navigate? So I need to have a growth mindset. The schools also believe that the teacher needs to have a growth mindset. She can't be rigid. Oh no, I'm a physics teacher. I'm not going to explore robotics. Oh no, I'm an English teacher. Why should I do this? I'm just going to do what I have to do. That won't work now. So we need to have a growth mindset. Student-centeredness. I can cite one story. You all must have heard this. You know, the teacher said, come on, children, today we are going to learn how to draw a butterfly. So the children said, butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. They started sketching. Wait for my instructions. So the child saw his butterfly. He felt, my butterfly is quite good. Fine, I'll wait for the teacher's instruction. Then the next day they had some activity to be done on clay. So the teacher gave them the clay ball and she said, we're going to make a dish, which needs to be circled. The child immediately started working on it. She said, no, wait for my instructions. And it so happened that the parent relocated and he happened to go to some other school. So the teacher said, come on, children, all of you draw a butterfly. So this boy was looking at the teacher like that. So the teacher said, why aren't you drawing? So he said, no, I'm waiting for your instruction, teacher. So you understood? We killed his creativity. His creativity was killed because it was teacher-led. What teacher was saying that he had to do, right? So now we need to be student-centered. There has to be a shift, okay? Comfort with technology. Now in school, if you will say, you all will agree to this, that everybody is tied so much in school. They're just tied up back-to-back classes, you need to complete your syllabus. And if somebody will come, if you will go and tell someone, please help me to draft my question paper. You're so good with technology. I really don't know what to do. How do I use this? How do I do this? How do I use docs? I don't know. Nobody has time. So you need to do it yourself, right? So you need to have that comfort with technology. You need to have a strong subject matter knowledge and expertise, right? Modern teaching methods. That's why you all are here for the webinar. Modern teaching methods and a positive track record of students' achievement. Competency-based assessments. Strong organization and planning abilities. You need to have those admin skills too. It just can't be with the leadership role. As a teacher, you too need to have that skills, right? Now the schools are looking for teachers who have these kinds of skills. Always ready for an ongoing professional development. Even NEP wants that the teacher has to undergo an ongoing professional development, right? Flexibility and adaptability, very, very important. You need to be flexible, right? So, are you ready for this change? We're talking about the change. We're talking about the change in technology. So are we all ready for this change? All right. Are we ready to use effective technology, AR and VR, methods of teaching, AI in education, competency-based assessments, modern teaching practices, and developing 21st century skills? So are we ready for this change? Can I have a quick yes in the chat, please? Are we all ready for this change? Can we be a little quick? Thank you so much, Priyanka. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. I'm so glad to get this yes from you all. So, up educator, right? Thank you so much, Ruchi. Thank you, Anita. It's moving so fast. So, whatever names I can see, I'm just calling out. Yes, Raja saying, very good. Definitely, Saraswati says. Sindhu says, yes. So, you are at the right place. Up educators, the professional certificate in innovative teaching practices. You will get the certificate from the Microsoft ATHI, which is endorsed program by UK regulation. Okay. And it is regulated by Ofqual. All right. Now, what are the fundamental pillars of teaching learning process? That's what we're going to explore now. So the fundamental pillars are teachers, teaching pedagogy, effective lesson planning, differentiation, classroom management, assessments. Now, what is it that we've been doing till now? Just move the camera a bit here. Sorry for that. Let's first explore the teaching pedagogy. Now, we as teachers, we feel, I teach beautifully. You know, I involve role play, I have discussion in the class, I have debate, lecture method, I use demonstration, play way, learning by doing. Don't we all say that? Even if you will go for an interview, you will generally, they'll say, what are the teaching strategies that you use in your class? You'll say, you know, role play, discussion, debate. So this is what we know, right? But what are we going to learn? We'll be learning active learning strategies, active learning. Beautiful concepts are covered in that. Think, pair, share, and much more. Blended learning, flipped classrooms. It's picking up now a lot. And even the survey has been done that it works beautifully. What are the different types of flipped learning that the teachers can do? Inquiry-based learning. It's very important nowadays. The children needs to know why. Why am I doing this? Project-based learning, gamification. Gamification, there are so many different tools that you will learn in a form of a game. Correct? And if that's what you're going to do with the learners, it's going to work brilliant. As you all must have observed, if it's a sports period, you have 100% attendance in school. You will have parents coming and saying, my child is down with fever, but he had a soccer period and he didn't want to miss. Teacher, please take care of him. 100% attendance if it's a sports period. So if we as teachers start using gamification as a tool to teach, like Minecraft, it's so amazing. I'm telling you, I've grown up boys. The moment they're back from work, they're on game. Correct? So you see that all the time, you know, you will find them. And if I have to teach them in form of gamification, the retention power is going to be more. Passion for learning. That's what we understood in the previous slides, right? Effective lesson planning. If I'm going to ask you, how do you draft your lesson planning? Yes, I do the set induction. I do the main activity. I do a lot of activities. I do real life examples. I do a closure and then I do a recap. Standard format. Correct? But what are we going to learn? We will be learning, sorry, teachers, just happened to move. I was moving the chat. 9 instructional model of lesson planning. That's what we will be learning. You will be learning the lesson objective, success criteria, create a hook, higher order thinking tasks, and end of class assessments. All right? Then, differentiation, very important. I think I've always encountered teachers saying, you know, in the class, like you've got so many different, do I need to cater to each and everybody's needs? Personalized learning. So in differentiation, what do I know? I know that I have diverse learners in the class. I know that I have to cater to all the learners' need. There are special learners, learning disabilities, slow learners. This is what we all know, right? But what are we going to learn? we will learn how to differentiate readiness, interest, learning profiles. How am I going to differentiate my content? What am I teaching? So what I'm teaching, I know I have diverse learners. So how is my content going to be? My process and my end result is my product. Correct? This is what you will be learning in this program. And then the inclusive education, personalized learning. Okay? Then assessments. We all know formative and summative assessments. I know we have formative and summative assessment. This is how I'm going to mark the question paper and I'll be giving the feedback to the learners, right? So what are we going to learn? We will learn the best practices, how I can do the diagnostic test. Like generally, what do we do, teachers in school? We do those baseline tests. The Cambridge has checkpoint exams. So these are some of the diagnostic tests. So you will be learning the best practices of the diagnostic test. Formative and summative assessments. How can you make a question paper? Various types of feedback that can be given to the learners. Rubrics for feedback and self-reflection. All right, so that is what will be covered in assessments. Classroom management, very important, correct? So how do I manage the class? So teacher, if I'm going to ask this question, you will say, yes, I motivate my learners. I give them rewards. I give them praise. That's what I know, that this is how I'm going to manage my class. But the psychological theories to manage class says is the rapport building. Like in the start, I was saying, let's know each other. That's rapport building. So it's always imperative that the learner should never have fear. If he is going to have fear, he will never approach you. So you need to have that kind of rapport. Yes, because he's going to have that rapport, he will not take you for granted, because that's the question that would have come from you. That, ma'am, if I'm going to have that kind of rapport with my learners, then he's going to take me for granted. No. If you as a teacher, you know, if you have all these skills and you know how I'm going to deliver my class, if the child will have respect for you. Okay, then gamification and technology app. What we used to do earlier, I still recall the teachers used to come with a duster, and then they used to, bang on the table. Keep quiet, keep quiet. This is what used to happen, right? But what do we do now? If I have to change, I can have it in the form of song, like how we do it in the preschool. Are we listening? So everybody knows that the teacher is there and, I need to focus on my teacher, right? So there are many such techniques which comes into the classroom management. Now, all this, so we understood. We understood the teaching pedagogy. We understood what all will be covered. Sorry, I'm just moving the camera so the screen moves. What are we going to learn in the effective lesson planning, classroom management, differentiation, assessments? All this in our course is going to be coupled with technology and AI. So you will be learning all these skills along with technology, okay? Like, for example, teachers, if I want to teach them monuments of India, what would I do? I would have done this. The presentation is just being loaded. Give me a minute for that, teachers. Right? What would I do? I would have created a lovely PPT, monuments of India. Okay? Then I would have said, Hampi. I would have taken them through Hampi and I would have put an image of Hampi. Hawa Mahal. I would have given them, taught them Hawa Mahal like that. Qutub Minar, picture here and all about Qutub Minar. Ajanta Caves. Beautiful. Correct? So as a teacher, you feel I've done, great. But now, if I want to teach this whole thing, I can just take them to Google Earth. right? The entire concept, if I have to teach them, this is Hampi. And you look at the right side of my screen, all right? You see that there is an entire description about Hampi. So do I need to put it in a PPT with the image and this? I can actually give them the real effect. I can move, right? Wherever I want, whatever I want to do it with the Google Earth. Isn't it, teacher? See this? How beautiful it is? Correct? Wherever I want to go, I can just take them there. Then, Hawa Mahal, I can teach them Hawa Mahal like that. I have the entire description of Hawa Mahal. पूरा हवा महल घुमा सकते हैं उनको रोड पे कैसे हैं shops कैसे हैं zoom in zoom out you can do a lot many things right then if I wanted to teach them about Qutub Minar I can actually take them here to Qutub Minar and have the whole description about Qutub Minar here right teachers see this if I click on anything I come to know about the iron pillar because I clicked on iron pillar. Now, suppose I want to click on, say, for example, Qutub Minar Park. So I get everything about Qutub Minar Park. Where is it? It's in New Delhi. Okay. So see, this is how you will start getting the description about wherever you click. So isn't that amazing? Right? Then if I want to teach them about Ajanta caves, I can take them here, give them the real feel, move this, take them, zoom in, zoom out. I'm not zooming in and zooming out right now. So this is how you will get entire description of Ajanta caves. Isn't this amazing, teachers? So if I have to shift my teaching like that, the retention power will be more. So I know because I can really tell you, I just wanted to tell you is that if you all stay till the end, you will be getting a certificate of participation. I'll be sharing a link at the end. When you fill that, you will be getting the certificate of participation. So what happens here, teachers? Instead of PPT, I could have taken them on Google Earth, right? So all these things we will be learning how we can shift. Now let's understand the teaching pedagogy. The traditional classroom. What do we do in traditional classroom? Lecture diya, you give them the work to be done at home. Perfect. We follow the Bloom's taxonomy. So we will say, remember, understanding. The part teacher does, the lots is done in the class, and the hots, most of the time, it happens so that the hots has been given to be done at home, create a project, or, create whatever you've been telling them, whatever the teacher wants them to do. Correct? But in the flipped classroom, it's going to be the reverse. Correct? It's going to be the reverse. So how they are going to do lots at home and how are they going to do hots at home? This is what we will be understanding in our course. And there are many other different ways of doing flipped. So we will be learning this, teachers, about the traditional method and flipped classroom. Now, what is an active learning and learning taxonomy? It becomes imperative for us to understand what are my learners' needs and how do I know that? That is, thanks, Pallavi. That is by knowing their learning styles. For example, I feel that Pallavi is a visual learner. Saraswati is, she's kinesthetic. Priyanka, she's an auditory. Okay, these some of the names I could see on my screen, all right? So I've just taken their names. So that's work model. And we will be diving deep into it. What is this work model? How are we going to cater to it? We'll be understanding the activities and the learning taxonomy, the Bloom's taxonomy. Again, we're going to dive deep into it and understand. And then what we start doing is we start mapping. We start mapping our lesson plans. In my lesson plans, what are the active learning strategies I have used? And how is the Bloom's taxonomy becoming a part of it? And how are the learning styles catered to it? So there are lots we do in active learning. It is like amazing technology. Thank you, Kalpana. That is about, we do think, pair, share, and much, much more. Okay. We create a breakout rooms, how we do the think, pair, share. How is that activity conducted? And how a teacher, it is just a 5 to 10 minutes activity. It's not going to take your entire lesson plan. So I feel that suppose if I'm a bio teacher and I'm teaching a concept of heart, and I suddenly feel, okay, let me just put it into think, pair, share. And I just tell you all, come on, just let's think. So we all just, close your eyes, think. Just turn to your partner. And then you just start sharing. Okay? So it is think, pair, and share. So what are we doing? We are helping them to think whatever knowledge that they have. So just thinking about it. Maybe if I want them to compare between the two stories, I've made them read 2 storybooks and I say, what do you feel that there were similarities between the 2 books? Come on, let's think. Think, all of us thinking, just quickly turn to your partner and start sharing. I think in that book, that was this book, isn't it creativity? Isn't it building making them, use their brain, the cognition part? So that's what happens in active learning. And you'll be learning different techniques that can be used in the class. Then we have is modern teaching practices. So we covered an active learning. So what do? Work. After work, we understand the Bloom's taxonomy. After Bloom's taxonomy, we understand what are the active learning. We dive deep into it. Then we come to the modern teaching practices. All right. So that can be blended learning. It can be a project-based learning. It can be a flipped classroom, design thinking, inquiry-based and storytelling. And what we do at Up Educators is that we call the guest speakers, the expertise in the field of inquiry-based design thinking, storytelling, and they come and address the participants. So that's how you will understand the modern teaching practices. Gamification and social media and education. As I already said, I'll just put you on mute, please. Thank you. Gamification and social media and education. Gamification is really picking up now. So there are different tools that you all will be learning. Okay. What are the 3? I'll just put Sonia on mute, please. Sonia requesting you to be on mute. Thank you. All right. So you will be learning the 3 most powerful gamification tools and apps that you'll be learning. Why? Because it helps in creativity, right? Minecraft, if you're learning, we can use AI tools. Yes, we will be using. I'm coming to that, Kalpana. So what do? So much of creativity, right? You use a lot of critical thinking. You use a lot of your IT skills. Okay. You will also be learning about Quora, Pinterest, Instagram and education, LinkedIn, networking. All right. Then, now we are coming to the 21st century skills. Very, very important. I think everywhere we just talk about 21st century skills. How do we learn to break a problem into smaller steps? How do I need to find solution to each and every step? And that's how I come to the conclusion, right? Here in 21st century skills, we will be learning about, that's a 21 CLD, which is a part of your Microsoft Certified Educator. As I said that our course is coupled. We are teaching all these skills, innovative teaching practice, supporting it with technology. So what we are trying to do is, you can use these skills as it is. And if you want, you can integrate the technology, couple it, and enhance your teaching. All right. So we come to 21st century skills. In 21st century skills, we cater to collaboration. Like I just said, think, pair, share. So when they are into a group, they're learning collaboration, working together, skilled communication. When they work together, the ones who are even introvert, they will start talking. Knowledge construction. Self-regulation. You provide the learners that they need to have the owners on what they're doing. Like in flip learning. In flip learning, because we give them those short video that they need to go, they need to go through that at home. So they take the honors, right? That's self-regulation. Real world problems. You need to connect whatever you teach to the real world problems. Use of ICT for learning. Like I can tell you one example of real world problem is that if you give them a topic of nutrition tracker, okay, and they have designed the entire nutrition tracker that, this is my diet that I'll be eating, and I'm going to wean all the junk from my food. This is my exercise regime, and it's being done by them. Self-regulation, they take the honors. And you know how mamas are, है ना? Mama बोलेगी थोड़े से chips डाल देती हूँ, so दबा खा लेगा. And it comes from the kid. Mom, you're putting junk in my dabba. I'm already working on nutrition tracker and I've weaned this junk off my regime and you're putting chips. What happens? Win-win situation. Mama bhi bolegi, wow, mujhe chips nahi dalna. I'm so happy. And the child has automatically weaned that off from his regime. Why? Because he's applying it to his real life. So if the teacher connects the concept of the child to the real world application, so they start applying that to their real life, in their real world. Right, teachers? And use of ICT for learning. Now, when you will be appearing for your MCE exams, I'll be showing you the honor it is to get that badge from Microsoft. The questions generally come from here. All right? Then, effective lesson planning. Just give me a minute. Yeah, I'll just go to effective lesson planning. Just give me a minute. Okay. Just a minute, teachers. Just a minute. So you all have understood the 21st century skills. So now we are coming to the effective lesson plannings. All right. Now, you will be understanding Gagney's model. How are you going to create your lesson planning? You will also, the questioning skill is very important, teachers. It has been observed. Will you provide this PPT to us? You'll be getting the recording, Kalpana. Okay, so once I'll share the link and you will fill that form at the end, you'll get the certificate and you'll also get the recording. Questioning skills is very important, teachers. Thank you so much. So what happens is, if you will tweak the question, gadbad, they won't be able to answer. So the thing is, you need to have a knack of the questioning skills. So how are you going to apply that to the classroom? Okay. Bloom's taxonomy, as I mentioned earlier, mapping, integrating them like work. I have to understand the learning styles. I understand the Bloom's taxonomy. I understood the active learning, which I have learned. I understood the modern teaching practices. I had listed down so many of them. All that. Now, if I want to create my lesson plan, I know the Gagney's model. I know that I have a questioning skill, and now I have to integrate it. Right? So I'm going to integrate the Bloom's taxonomy. I'll introduce the teaching strategies, the active teaching, 21st century. 21st century skills, which we just saw. Collaboration, your knowledge construction, all self-regulation, all this becomes a part of your lesson planning. Isn't your lesson going to be amazing, teachers? Aren't we catering to today's generation? So, and curriculum, the content, how am I going to deliver that? Correct? So that comes into your effective lesson planning. Differentiation, as I already mentioned, is very important. Okay? Because I think this is something, which the teacher really feels. Now, if I have to have a look at this image, okay? I'm just moving the chat. The teacher is asking them, today we will learn to swim in a pond. So what do you see in this image? Is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible? So what happens is, no, Payal says no. So what happens, teachers? This is how, thank you so much, all of you. We have diverse learners in the class. So you as a teacher need to have that quality on how am I going to cater to their needs. Differentiation. Again. So you will understand that. You will personalize the learning resources. You will try and understand the various types of learners. As a teacher, we should cater to all types of learners. Absolutely fine. And you will use strategies. How are you going to implement inclusive education into your classroom? So differentiated learning and personalized learning, there's a complete topic on this, which we will be catering. Okay, fish can move, right? Classroom management. As I said, banging on the desk. Keep quiet, children, keep quiet. Not going to work. ये नहीं चलेगा teachers अभी, है ना? अभी भी थोड़े teachers कभी कभार, when they come and kids are just running around here and there, they will they scream on top of their voice. It won't work. So what do I do? Singing, though, any which ways, it's one of the way of it. But there's so many other ways. There's so many other ways. Like how you can, grab their attention that the teacher has entered. Otherwise, what happens is posters, narrate a story. Brilliant. See, you're coming up with some brilliant ideas. So they should know. Otherwise, they will say, Sindhu will say, Priyanka, Priyanka, Priyanka. Ma'am has come, ma'am has come, ma'am has come. So, वैसे जाता है ना? सुबह हमें नहीं करना है. So there are a lot of other things. This is just one I'm citing, but there are many other ways that classroom management becomes very, very important. So how am I going to be able to apply technology for the classroom management? Okay. Motivating Gen Z and social emotional learning. Absolutely. As a teacher, the content should be strong. The class then will never get distracted. Absolutely, Saraswati. Absolutely. As I said in rapport building, if you remember, I said, if you build that rapport and if you are a good teacher, they will never take you for granted. They will always have that respect for you. Okay. So SEL becomes very, very important here, teachers. So how am I going to deal with social emotional learning issues? We have a guest speaker for this. And she talks beautifully about how we can deal with SEL with learners. There are so many things. How you can develop self-awareness, self-control, interpersonal skills, how SEL can become a part. And if teachers are trained for this, why? You need to understand what's their background. What is it that the child is facing an issue? How can I handle it? Give them the responsibility. Come on, we've been moving to the next class. Tell me, how do we do it? So they will come up, ma'am, let's form a straight file. Give them responsibility. Let them take a decision. So we should know how are we going to motivate these kind of learners. So SEL becomes a very important part of our system. And every teacher should know how to deal with it. So we have a guest speaker for this. Assessments. Let's come to assessments now. We need to understand the different types of assessments. The rubrics will be given to you. You will understand the alternative assessment methods, how you can conduct it, how you can maintain a record of that, how you can communicate the assessment judgments, how we can provide them a feedback. You can't go straight. You have not done good. Your child has not scored good in this. You can't. This is at straight, you're putting that kind of an, they'll get agitated, with what you're saying. How am I going to deal with it? So how do I provide a feedback? So should I speak, Vijay? I'll just put you on mute, please. Like, how do I start my conversation? How do I provide the feedback? How do I end my conversation? And what are the different other ways? This is verbatim. But there are many other written ways how I can give the feedback. Perfect? Got it? Then you can have it in spreadsheets. You can maintain their record. You can analyze and interpret all the students' performance. Okay, you can use the technology to maintain the data. Now you don't need to, to go on the books, maintain the mark books, and also how you can use technology for all that. Correct? Technology and AI. Somebody was telling me about AI, and I said I'll be coming to that. I think Pallavi, you were saying it. Kalpana was saying it, right? So I just said I'll be coming to technology and AI. Absolutely. Now, technology is going to play a very important role. The difference between digital pedagogy and classroom pedagogy. So technology for teaching and learning. There is a TPACK model. So we are going to dive deep into TPACK model and how I can integrate that TPACK model into my classroom. How am I going to use artificial intelligence tools in my classrooms? What are the digital tools that I'll be using in my classroom? You'll be learning all that. Like it can be a projector-based classroom, it could be a blackboard-based classroom, computer-based, online classroom, and much more. Okay? So this is about the technology. The AI in education, Kalpana, here I'm answering your question. You will be generating ideas for classroom activities by using an AI tool. How you can get the answers, real-world applications, how you can create a story, how you can conduct quiz. In such an interactive way, we can conduct quiz. Provide feedback to the students, which is the AI tool that we can use. How you will learn how to draft emails and circulars. How you can use Google Lens. All these things in AI, and there's much more. All right? Simulation. I'll be taking you through this simulation right now. Okay. Now, if you can see the slide, in ITP, we take the oath on Padlet. If you see, these are all the learners. And all these learners have taken oath. So we take a pledge when we start the class because we want them to use these technologies in the class. So you see, they've said, I will use Fifth Classroom to teach the concept of light and shadow. Somebody said, I'm going to integrate 21st century skills. Then Afreen said, active learning, I pledge to use Think, Pair, Share during HOTS discussion in English. So this is how they all wrote a pledge. And then they were, all these innovative ways were becoming a part of their teaching method. Okay, so technology for teaching and learning. What all you will be learning, teachers, in the course? You will be learning OneNote, you'll be learning Word, Nearpod. I'll be taking you through Nearpod in a while. Google Sites, Forms, Excel, Flip, AR and VR in education. Google. Please keep yourself on mute, please. Teams, PowerPoint presentation, YouTube, Sway, TEDx. Okay, all this you'll be covering. I'll take you through them in a while. If you give the MCE exam, all right, that is, you become a Microsoft certified educator. Once you do this, because I said that you have the innovative teaching practice module coupled with MCE. So here we cater to technology. Here we are going to teach you all that, whatever I was taking you through, and with a lot of AI tools in it. Okay. So you learn MCE. So you get a batch like this from the Microsoft. Okay. This is the batch that you get from Microsoft. And how can you make use of this batch? All right. So for this exam, teachers, you have to complete the training program, and total number of questions are going to be 40. You will have to write exam from at the comfort of from your home. Duration is 60 minutes and the passing score is 70%. Perfect. And if you all enroll for this course, then I really want all of you to become a Microsoft certified educator. Okay. And also, I'm taking you through a couple of online. I'll be showing you how we do things online. I'm taking you through Neopod. I'm going to take you through MCE right now, but I just want to let you know is accelerating employability. There's a special entire module where we will teach you how you can create an impressive professional profile. Your lesson plans. We will teach you how your lesson plans, if you're giving a demo lesson should be. How the interview process needs to be there. So how you can crack the interview. Okay? So all these things are the employability module, which is also a part of this course. Then we cater to the international curriculum. We also make you understand what is the difference between IGCSE, the IB board, the national boards. So all that and how it is very much relevant with the 21st century skills. Action research. This is a very, very important part. Need for action research in the classroom. So how a teacher, like I had spoken, right, about the process, the content, and the product. So how am I going to do? Differentiated learning, action research. What am I doing? Did it work? Should I revisit? I realized that one of my child was not good with math. I changed my strategy. Did that strategy work? I'm mapping with my previous grade, his previous grade teachers, trying to understand how he was, why there is a shift. Is there a pattern or is there a pattern? There's something that's wrong, something that happened with the family end. So what is the issue? That's the entire thing. We get into the detail of action research. And then you will plan what the action research for your class. The mentors for the program are, he's our founder, Mr. Ankush Bhandari. He's also a Google certified trainer. He's also a data scientist, and he's also attended in Finland. Okay, this is me, Manju Borkar. I'm the ex-principal and the director of national and international schools. I'm also a certified life coach. I'm an NLP trainer and much more. Okay, Mukta Serene, she'll be taking you through the MCE part. All right, so the Microsoft Certified Educator, the MCE part, that is Excel, PPT, Sway, OneNote. I'm going to take you through all that right now in a while. All that she'll be taking you through. Then we have some guest mentors, like Mr. Mahesh Shenoy. He is from Khan Academy. Okay, he's a science subject expert. Okay, so these are our visiting faculty. Dr. Vinita Dubey, she'll be taking the module of inquiry-based. She's also a founder of Miracles of Science, and she's done her PhD from IIT Delhi. Ms. Shalaka Patkar, she's an IB educator. She'll be taking the module of design thinking. Lopamudra Mohanty, she's a TEDx speaker, storytelling. She takes the entire storytelling concept, how storytelling is important for our learners, and how you can teach in the form, how the concept of float, sync, much more can be taught to the learners in the form of story. Benaz Irani, she's the social emotional learner educator. She'll be taking the SEL concept for you all. Okay. Then continuing education. You will be having around 10 to 15 sessions by the National Teacher Awardees. You also have subject-specific apps, like if you are teaching English and languages, you will be provided support with a lot of apps. Sorry for that. Okay, so a lot of tools and a lot of apps will be shared with you all. In mathematics, like you will be learning how simulation works, how gamification works. So all those apps and tools will help you with. For science, Neopod, I'm just sharing Neopod with you all, and how the physics classrooms, how PhET simulation, how CK12 simulations, how the models can be taught in a 3D way, all those things you will learn. In SS, you will learn about 360-degree 3D models, augmented realities, virtual tours, and many much more. For a preschool, you will be learning about how the games and activities and literacy, numeracy skills, building a story, all those things, or using app like Reading Bar. So all that thing you will be learning. Graphic design for education. So the basic of design tools, like how you're going to design your brochures, banners, social media, worksheets you can create. You will also learn how you will create your own videos. Because I said in flipped education, you have to create a video. So you know how you can add an animation, how you can record it, how you can create a video, how you can create stories, all that. We will also be teaching you how to create your own portfolios. Okay? So how that portfolio is going to help you. Right? So if you, like generally we go for a demo, we go for an interview. So if you have your portfolio and if you have designed your entire lesson plan using all these strategies and your 21st century skills, you can always present that. So how you have to create your portfolios, like how you can implement modern teaching practices, active learning, or 21st century skills, how you will prepare your resume, how you need to have your LinkedIn profile. So we will be training you for all that, okay? Then you will also be learning of the assignments, that is the Microsoft practical assignments and 21 CLD quiz assignment. This is also going to be a part where you will be giving the quiz assignments. The certification that you will be receiving, teachers, is going to be from ATHI. So this is one certificate that you will be receiving, okay? This is going to be a digital certificate from ATHI. So you get one certificate from ATHI. You will also get a certificate like this from MCE. So see, when you appear for the Microsoft certified examination, one certificate you get from UK, another certificate you get from Microsoft, and the third certificate after completion of the entire course, you will be getting it from UpEducator. All right. So you see, you're getting 3 certificates. Now, how educators are branding using this certificate? Okay, if you get this MC badge, how are you branding it? You can see how she has put it on her profile. You saw? There's an image, she's written her name, and she has put this badge on her profile. That's in your resume. So you're seeing, teachers, how you can use this badge? Then look at this. You can brand it as a signature of your email, right? And then what are the benefits of this ITP certifications? Because it is developing your 21st century skills in learners, engaging and interactive classrooms, integrate digital tools with lesson plans. Prepare students for future work. You can prepare new models of learning and you reduce this digital gap, which is very important. Lead the digital transformation. You're increasing your credibility. You reduce the workload. So that's what these certifications are going to help you, teachers. This is one of our teachers' video review that she had used our methodology.
Has been taken already with them. And after that, we started with the innovative teaching practice. And in that also almost 10, around 9-10 topics that we have covered. And all the topics are related to our teaching practice and especially to our teaching profession. And from those, as it started from the active learning and the learning strategies, or how the teacher could teach the students. So when we started with the active learning strategy, and it's ended with today's session, that is social media in education. And I found that all these are related to each other. So the first thing that we studied in the active learning is regarding the work, if I'm not wrong, it's about work model, VART.
So you saw it's about her testimony and how she used it in the classroom. Okay, now I'll quickly take you how you can make your teaching interactive. Now, if I have to teach my learners, how can I make my teaching interactive? Now, this is how, if I have to teach, just see this, teachers. This is a Baha'is house. The lotus temple. I can zoom it. I can zoom out. You seeing this? Are you all with me? Can you all see this screen? A quick thumbs up. Are you all able to see the screen, teachers? Can you see this lotus temple? Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka. So can you see the view from the top? If you want to get into the inner view, you can do that. You can see this? I'm getting into the inner view. Oh, I'm so sorry for that. Just let me go back to this. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay, so this was about the Baha'is house, which you saw. Then we can, if I have to teach them about lungs, see the way I can teach them. I can move it. I can get into the detail of it. See how beautifully this is the best way the child is going to retain whatever he has learned, teachers. Just see where are we today? Correct? Now, if I have to teach a simulation to them, how beautifully I can teach this part. See if I'm putting this weight, what happens? And this thing has got a bit zoomed. Just give me a minute. Teachers, we just need to. I'll give me a minute. I'll just sign in again because it's completely zoomed out, so you might not be able to see it. Yeah. So this we completed, this we did, and now we are coming to this PhET simulation. Now see what can I do here if I have to teach them. So if I put this, it becomes one. Isn't it beautiful if I have to teach my learners like that? And much more you can do. I'm just giving you just a little simple brief about it. See how you can teach them maths, balancing, and a lot of other concepts can be cleared. All right. Now, for example, if I have to teach this topic, I say show no charge. I can do that. Show charge difference. So what if I bring it here? You see? Then I'm saying show all charge. I can do whatever I want. So if I have to teach them the concept, I want to reset my balloon, I can do that. Beautiful, right? So if I have to teach a concept like that to my learners, obviously it's of their interest. Now see if I have to teach speed. Now, if I want a pie chart, I've put a pie chart here. You can see this? So whatever you see here, you will come to know. The green is kinetic energy, the blue is potential energy, and that tomato red is your thermal energy. Now, if I want to increase the mass, suppose I'm increasing the mass, and I'm putting her back here. Now see what's happening. See this? What if I'm increasing the friction? Then what's happening? You saw? I can reduce the mass. So this is how the children can use the slider and do many things to understand. You can see this, teachers. You can put it into slow motion also. I can use different ropes. I can use it like that. I can use it like this. Correct? So this is what you can do your teaching and make it more innovative. All right. So this is what was about the Nearpod. Then about the pledge, I have shown it to you. Then I'll show you some of the Microsoft tools that you all will be learning. For example, if I have to go on OneNote, and I can create a digital book for my learners. Correct? So if I have a book and I have a section in the book, and in every section I have pages. For example, I created a book on math. If you can see, it's grade 5 math. I have created these colorful sections in it, like multiplication, divisions, fractions, decimal, area, perimeter, measurements. And in multiplication, I created some notes on multiplication. I can create this line book. I can add a video. I can add a direct YouTube. I can add my voice message, what I want them to do. I can give them some kind of a reward. Okay. Practice questions. Do I have a practice question? I can upload an entire PDF here. Okay. If I want to give them a worksheet, I can do that. I can give them an assignment. So this is what I am creating, whatever I want to create. Correct? So this is all about your OneNote. Then you have forms. You'll be learning forms. Many more. I'm just showing you a few examples. Like this, feedback on cyber safety session. So you will be learning all this, teachers, how to create these kind of forms, how I can add a link to it. Okay, all this, how are you creating this? How are you creating this link? How are you doing? So all these things you'll be learning in forms. Then Sway is a very beautiful way of you can create a digital storybook. Okay, in Sway, we create a digital storybook. So all that you will be learning in Sway. Okay, it's a very beautiful newsletters, portfolio, presentations. So there is lots that you can do in Sway. All right, teachers. So I'll just come back to my PPT. So how the teaching is becoming interesting. So the Google review, we have got 4.9 out of 5 ratings in Google. Now we come to the training module. You will be having hands-on training sessions. You have 8 portfolio assignments, 8+ assignments and quizzes. You have a mock exam. You have a doubt-solving session and a mentor support. You have a curated. Thank you so much, Kalpana. I'm glad that you found it nice. Curative course material. It's a limited batch size. Okay. And the duration of the course is 3 months. So the fees that is there, teachers, is 12,900. I just moved the chat. I'm unable to see it. The fees is 12,900. That's your training fees. 6,000 is your MC and ATHE exam fees, which comes to 18,900 plus 18% GST. But if you enroll for this course, you will be getting an exam voucher if you enroll in 2 to 3 days. Then this course fee will be 12,900. This entire 6,000 examination fees will be waived off, and your total cost of this module would be 12,900 plus 18% GST. All right. Then this is what is the current offer that we are offering you all. If you have any question, you can take a screenshot. You can write at malvika@upeducators.com, or you can call on the number 9923460060. Okay. You can take a screenshot of this, teachers. I'm sharing the link now in the group. If you fill this, you will get the certificate of participation. Okay, I'm just sharing this link in the chat. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Any questions? Quickly, I have put the link in the chat, teachers. If you will fill this link, you will get a certificate of participation. You will also get the video recording of this session. All right. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Any questions? And if you have very informative and useful need of the hour, absolutely, Anita. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much for this. What will be the timing of this course? Yeah, the course will be from 8:30 to 10. Okay, it is twice a week and it is a 3-month course. And we are starting a batch now from 20th of December. Thank you so much, Vijaya, that you like the session. All right. So if you are interested, you must have taken the screenshot. Please call on that number and you can enroll because our batch is starting soon. More evening. Kalpana, it's in the evening. We have our classes in the evenings from 8:30 to 10. All right. Any questions that I can help you with? Thank you so much for attending. I really appreciate. Thank you for all the time that you've given. All right. Any questions you have, and if I can help you resolve that, please let me know. And if your certificate is generated, please put it in the chat so that that is going to inspire others too. So just put it in the chat if you have received the certificate. Thank you for the informative session. Thank you, Sanchita. Please inform the next batch starting date. Is it in March? It's in December, Raja Singh. It's in December now. We are starting our batch from the 20th of December. Okay. So do you have any more questions? Have you all received the certificate? At least mention that in the chat, so that others will get inspired. Thank you, Mahalakshmi, for finding this very informative. Really appreciate. Thank you so much. Any more questions? All right. So then, thank you so very much. Receive the certificate. I'm so happy. Thank you. Okay. Raja Singh, you can get it. Did you take the screenshot of the number that I had shared on the slide? Just call and they will help you out. All right. Kritika received the certificate. Divya, thank you. Saraswati, waiting. You will get it. Soma, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're receiving your certificate. Thank you. And Priyanka, you will get it. Just refresh your email. You will receive it. Okay. So Raja Singh, could you please get in touch? You have the number. You've taken the screenshot, right? They'll help you out. All right. I've received the certificate. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. So thank you so very much. Looking forward. If you enroll for the course, we will meet again. All right. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you so much and have a great day ahead. Thank you so much. So I'll end the meeting since there are no questions. All right. So you have the email ID and the number. Any questions, please feel free to ask our sales team. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sanjana. Thanks. Congratulations for receiving the certificate. Thank you. Bye-bye.